All right, good morning. Back with another episode. Coffee Chronicles. Get adjustment on this. See if that's better. Yeah, hopefully everyone had a good week. Try to keep today short. My main thought process today is just, we're coming up on the end of the year, coming up on a good time for people to reevaluate, ask themselves, what are their goals going up, in 2024 coming up here? What's their fitness goals, business goals, life goals, any goals, And I just want to talk about real quick how it's okay to have a reset. It's okay to have goals. Too often, I think people kind of shame people for quote unquote being a New Year's resolutioner. And I get where that track of thought comes from. People get annoyed with it because people say they're going to do stuff and then they don't follow through. Right? Like, oh, you're always the person with the New Year's resolution to get fit, but you actually don't do it. I get that. But I'm also optimistic in the fact that, listen, if it gets something or somebody motivated to change their life, we should be ultra supportive of that and encouraging it versus telling them, oh, you're not going to do it again this year. Right. So I agree. There's definitely like a level of accountability that needs to be had when you're setting these goals. And oftentimes people don't set them appropriately, for lack of a better term. I think, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of like having a SMART goal, right? I definitely think that stuff comes into play. I definitely think you can set goals that are, for lack of a better term, realistic for you. If you're someone who's never been to the gym ever and your goal is to lose 100 pounds, well, maybe a more realistic goal to start off with would be just coming to the gym, getting a membership, and trying to make it 3 days a week. All right. If you made it 3 days a week for a full year, you'd be a hell of a lot closer to that 100-pound goal than you think, and you wouldn't even be working towards that if all you worked on was 3 days a week, 3 days a week, 3 days a week. So start small, take those actionable, smart steps, right, to pick an appropriate goal for you. But I think having a reset and having something to work towards is a good thing, right? It's good to have a self checkup, if you will. How am I doing? Can I do better? Is there something in my life I could optimize to improve it overall? Whether that be fitness, health, nutrition, business, life, work, right? If you're an employer, how can you be a better employer, right? If you're an employee, how can you be a better employee? Husband, dad, wife, brother, sister, whatever. I think it's all applicable, right? It doesn't have to be just fitness related. Obviously, I talk about fitness a lot, so I revert back to that. But again, I don't want it to be such a bad thing for someone to have a New Year's goal, have a New Year's resolution, because it is time to think about. The one thing I think about right now is, I'm doing this. I'm thinking about where I can be better and my goals personally. And the one thing I keep coming back to on why it's okay to have this year-long roadmap, if you will, I don't necessarily think about it as goals. I'm more thinking about just things I want to accomplish, right? And yes, physically, sure, whatever, but like I'm talking about like the time goes by fast. If there's anything I'm learning as I get older, time is very finite, and it's slipping away. Time with your family, time with your friends, all that. Time to do the things you want to do. So there's no better time to sit down, hash out how you want the year to go. What do you see yourself doing? What do you see yourself spending your time on? Who do you see yourself spending your time with? What's worth your time? What's worth your effort? What's worth your money? Right, to do these things. Because I start kind of like mapping this stuff out. Me and Kyler talk about it. What do you want to do this year or whatever? And man, it goes by like we're running out of time, right? Like if you start actually sitting down and planning stuff out, man, the year goes by so fast. And speaking about it in terms of what we want to accomplish personally, and also the things we want to do together, and with our girls is fewer and fewer. I mean, we have so much we want to do with them in very short time. So, just to optimize our time, sitting down, having a plan, setting these goals is something that's going to hopefully set us up to accomplish more than not, especially if we don't do it till, if we wait till the last minute. Sometimes that's really hard to fit everything in. Now, if we have set plans and a set, schedule or set laid out things we want to accomplish when we're going to accomplish them, there's probably still more time to fit in the stuff that's last minute as well. But yeah, if you have goals, don't be afraid to say them out loud to yourself. Sometimes that's half the battle, is just actually saying, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. Right. If you're someone who has a fitness related goal, you can come talk to me, and talk to our coaches. We'd love to help you guys out. Whether that means you're here locally, or if you're someone who doesn't live here, we're definitely still able to help you. And don't want you to be discouraged. Bounce back to fitness and health goals, or getting stronger, losing weight, whatever. Having a routine, stuff's hard, right? It's definitely not easy, and that's why we do what we do. But my biggest thing today, I think, is just don't be afraid to have them. Don't be afraid to set them. Don't let anyone shame you for having them, right? But if we're going to set them, let's set something that's realistic, set something that we can accomplish, small steps before, we got to walk before you run, and, go into 2024 with a plan and attack it, right? For lack of a better term, get after it, go do the things that you want to accomplish. And good luck. I don't want I think people get so, again, anti New Year's resolution. And it's like, why are we belittling someone who wants to just do better for themselves? Let's pick them up. Let's do better. Let's have goals. It doesn't have to be fitness related. But usually if you have a fitness goal, something in there, whether that be your attendance, whether that be your commitment to not drinking, or, something like that, usually those goals will also help accomplish the non-fitness related goals. So, yeah, I think that's kind of it for today. I'm trying to think of, I'll just share a couple things that I'm thinking about what I want to do. Where do I start? Outside of just telling you guys my full schedule, tactical games, something I did a couple years ago, something some of our members have done a couple years now. We kind of like it, right? You still get to use your fitness, get to do something else that we like to do, shoot guns. Very similar to community CrossFit games, community or CrossFit community. So kind of fit in nicely, and they finally have one a little bit closer to Wyoming. So I'm going to probably do that sometime in May. I think Idaho is the tactical games we're looking at. That's on my to-do list. I'd really like to do some type of bike race. I don't know which one yet. But I like being on my bike. I like riding my bike. To me, it's way more appealing to do long distance on my bike than it would be to run. I think I don't know. But I'm not sure if I want to do a gravel bike race or a a longer mountain bike race, but definitely want to do a bike race or something challenging on the bike. And I'm trying to think of another fitness related one for you guys that I've been thinking about. I don't know if this is really, it's not necessarily like a goal, like a competition, but I would really like to get Kyler out and do a backcountry hike, like do the Cirque du Towers or something up in the winds, or something like that. Something like a weekend backpacking trip. I think it'd be good for us to be fun and get outside. And I haven't done that in a couple of years. And last time I did it with a bunch of buddies, and it was really, really good time. So, yeah, some stuff I'm thinking about. So, have a good week. Set your goals. End of the year is almost here. And yeah, next time we do this, actually, next Monday's Christmas. I'm gonna pre-record something for you guys. But have a good Christmas. I won't be doing morning coffee chronicles that day just because it's Christmas Day, obviously. So yeah, if you like this video, share it, subscribe, like it, all the things. See if we can get more people watching these things. Thanks.